Okay, we're back with testimony from our best friend Darian.
Leave me out of that.
Bestie Darian. Look at him. Who wouldn't want to be his friend?
Oh my God. I mean, that's not fair, but I don't want to be his friend for other reasons.
Yeah, no, I just don't want to be his friend because he's annoying. Okay, let's go.
He's also a murderer.
We haven't proven that yet.
Okay, I don't care.
Okay, so, yeah, International Affairs got a memo. Hello, brother. Yeah, selling on the black market.
But what if you wanted to give them to someone as a present?
Yeah, you could directly go to somebody who has fairly publicly said
that he's got an uncurable disease.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Objection, you had a client lined up. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justice's... A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere.
Judge, a day ago you were telling us about this. You told us about this. Judge.
You went to visit a victim of the disease, like, this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, you literally went to visit him this morning.
Judge, I am grabbing you by the sides of the head and I am begging you to focus up.
Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying. Our witness is a detective. He would have had contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life. But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal.
That's what makes it fun.
That's Detective Krishen's insurance. Wait, shit, I was doing what? That's Detective Krishen's insurance. If there was anyone, it would be the Chief Justice. Detective Krishen, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is to think about the Chief Justice, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller with bad hair. Don't let slaves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Okay.
Okay.
Virginian Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. So you would like to sell them.
So you would like to do a crime.
So, like, why would you say that on the stand, my dude?
I mean, he could be lying. People do lie on the stand. It's a hobby.
What? Nobody lies on the stand. That's false. I've never... prove to me one person who has lied on the stand.
The last 3 witnesses on the stand. In order.
Okay, there's a way, all right. Let's see. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to do that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let me loop.
Yeah, come on. Loop around. All right. All right, come on. Okay.
Oh. Was
I know
it
how to do it.
in the guitar that was sealed?
You know what? I think it might have been.
Wow. 'Cause that was wrapped and sealed and
And delivered directly to Clavier. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor?
I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin.
Believe it!
What was it that you told me yesterday at your office?
It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoureux. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruin the wood.
Again, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you can put it just in the plane. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoureux's studio. It's a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched?
Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that that guitar was...
Mm-hmm. With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work?
Good memory, hair forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact.
An igniter? Man, everyone has one of those inside of them. Sorry. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean... He means this, of course.
Oh! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. Who the fuck wrote this?
They're trying to trip us up.
Oh my god! And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band? Yarg!
What's happening to his hair?
Order, order, order! So the igniter
Was placed there for a clear reason, it seems.
it was a safety precaution. A precaution?
Ah, hair forehead. At last, it all comes together.
Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamoureux's ballad, if you will.
Why are we doing this again? First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case.
The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Ah.
Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself.
If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch, now! The guitar burst into flames and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died.
With Lemmeror there to witness it.
There's your case. Brilliant, man! Detective Crescend. I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly.
For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian.
The Republic of Virginia. Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there.
True, you haven't.
Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Virginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemmeror heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch now! You made this transmission from backstage.
While your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it? Who could it have been? This is it. The coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
For once, Apollo.
For once I know what I'm doing.
He only has one. There's only one person it could be. He's eliminated all the other choices, and now he's confident.
All right. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility.
Oh my God.
You can tell Spider-Man has just come out. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
I would like to point out that Spider-Man has always just come out.
That's true. All right. That person is the defendant, Machi Tobai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. Actually, it has precedent. If you go back to Ace Attorney, Game 2, Episode 4. Sorry.
I wish you could present precedent from other cases in this. That'd be hilarious.
That would be so funny.
Then they'd have to remember their timeline.
Yeah, then they'd have to, acknowledge that, the trilogy has impacts on the rest of the games, and it's not just standalone game. Anyway, I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I'm here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lemmeror? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemmeror was inside the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lemmeror still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar's serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lammerworth, they stood on a tower which is 15 feet tall. It's going very fast. I turned off the skip all text thing. This is just how it's going.
Oh, wow, it's just moving.
In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lammerworth's position in the air vent. Oh. Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective.
No!
Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns, like the whole thing?
No,
in its entirety.
Done. No more.
Play the entire thing.
No.
Roll that video footage.
Roll tape.
Just one more time. I just want to see him try and put out his guitar.
It just brings me joy. I'm about to go to jail forever.
I just want to watch it one more time before I go to prison. Well, I don't see why we shouldn't play it all in its entirety. Let's go. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. I like that now you know to look for it. You can see it like light up.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? I've never been punk in my life.
Yeah, look at this kid.
I've been studying law since I was 16.
I think if you put him in a leather jacket, he'll just collapse.
He'll be like one of those cats where you put something on them and they just lay there.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to put him in a studded jacket. I think he'd die.
I very much enjoy the picture of that, but I do like it. I do agree with you.
Okay, thank you. First you were sleeves, and then kid, and now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video?
The problem isn't what we see, correct, Darian?
Right. That's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered that wee pianist to set off that igniter. That right? Yes. Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano?
Oh, you can't see the igniter go off.
Yeah. It's very funny.
How does he not realize the guitar's getting hot immediately?
I mean, he's not putting his hand over that area, so.
True.
What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it. Oh, yeah. How's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva.
Lammerworth.
But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch.
It's a great sprite.
I know.
Ooh, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
We found the switch in the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought it was tossed there by accident.
Mm-hmm.
But pianos have little hammers in them.
They do have little hammers in them. The piano plays non-stop. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were you wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just...
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there.
Odd. Thank God we have somebody who understands music who is actually on our side here.
Yeah, I'm going to shake this man by his shoulders, though.
Mr. Justice, if Machito Bai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter. Was the defendant Machito Bai the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch.
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
What do I do? What do I do?
There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd. Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Gavin saying just now?
Who knows, honestly?
He's just as fucking mysterious as everybody else in this game.
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there.
It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. No pressure or anything. Can you prove Machito Bai pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machito Bai pressed the switch? Yes, I can.
Yes, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. It's fine.
We might need some help, but we can do this.
I don't know if you... Shit. Judge impression. All right. I don't know if you call this proof, per se, but I can prove it was possible.
Then as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Hair, forehead, you sure about this?
Accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. There we go. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch? Mixing board time. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor.
The music of the night.
What's music? I've never heard of it.
Is this music?
Is this music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch had to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. I hear a piano being played.
Good job, Judge.
Thank you. I've worked very hard on my music comprehension. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? No, it doesn't sound simple at all. It sounds better than fucking Phoenix Wright and his music.
Oh yeah, but Phoenix Wright doesn't play the piano. He runs a legal poker gambling table. We all know this. I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no, I've never played the piano in my life. Just kind of winging it.
But if we could get the sheet music in here.
Yeah, can we get the sheet? What do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand.
I'm not going to believe you on this one, I'm sorry. I'm going to need a second opinion.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Wait.
Wait. I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah, you got something?
No! No! He can't play!
This trial's a joke.
I'm a sham.
This is a 3-ring circus.
I'm the entire circus. Remind me to send you a screenshot of that. That's a real line from one of the earlier games. You're not a clown. You're the entire circus.
That's incredible.
Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he...
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way.
Get a piano?
Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't! I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand right before the guitar burst into flame. Well, she was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire, and one section of the song proves it. Yeah, it sounds different there.
Yeah, it's not the same, so that should be.
Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you.
As I'm sure you've realized yourself, Hair Forehead.
Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Not like by playing the song on the mixing board, not by playing the piano. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we?
No.
Pay particular attention to the "but a fleeting melody" phrase. Man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing and watch the video over and over again?
You asked to roll tape on that earlier.
That was for me. You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh, That Night in Your Embrace." Play verse 2 again.
Oh. Judge, we're missing the high
There,
notes.
did you hear that? They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use 2 hands to play that for sure. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the 2 verses had different arrangements happens all the time.
Not this time, There's no point in changing the arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background.
Oh!
That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different? I asked myself.
Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Order, order, order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment.
What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up! Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show! It's not over.
I really thought it was over.
I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing.
Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Hair Forehead.
Me?
Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence.
Ugh, the fucking decisive evidence bullshit.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, but the facts, and anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we would have already seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
Right, we should light him on fire. Got it.
Arson time!
Arson time! Arson time! Light him on fire, kid. That's what he said.
Light him on fire, kid.
Yeah, see? That's what he said.
It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system.
So what do I do?
Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be possible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darian Krishen's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? Like the kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion? I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter.
That's your opening line?
That's what I'm gonna go with. That's my closing statement, I guess.
Pathetic.
Phoenix is up in the gallery like, oh my god. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes. Good guitars are kept dry, is why. That provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good.
Go for it, Apollo.
What? And then this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? It's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney.
All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. Is this just like a family trait? Is this just a terrible prosecutorial trait?
Well, I think maybe a little column A, a little column B there.
God, I hate it. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Hair forehead. You are accusing this man, Darian Crescend, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case.
This trial has already run on for far too long.
It's been 3 days.
Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescend. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescend's plan is... calling a witness? I think it's calling a witness.
Oh, yes. Is it Machito Bai?
It sure is Machito Bai. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else.
You mean a witness?
Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescend's guilt? Machito Bai, bitch.
That would be an accomplice,
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's the defendant, Machito Bai. Your client again. Machito Bai was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescend could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in the case. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we could, no doubt, also find in the burnt-out guitar. Aha! Very scientific of you. I would think you got that from Detective Sky, but no.
We like science here sometimes.
I do like science here sometimes. Most of the time it's not like actual science, but you know.
No, it's usually fake science.
Yeah. Thus, if Machito Bai acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescend concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved.
Darian's laughing again.
Yes, I noticed, Trucy.
It just weirds me out.
Yeah, me too. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really do want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about?
Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law.
Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia.
And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon.
Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobai.
Ooh, the court of public opinion.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty play here, Apollo.
Yeah, Twitter's gonna hate you.
They'll cancel you on Twitter. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. You know, we've never done plea deals before in this series.
Yeah, this is a pretty aggressive one.
It is.
Either admit to smuggling, or we're sending you, or you're gonna go back to your country and be murdered.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Less
a plea deal and more a plea.
A plea for for life, I guess.
Yeah.
The crime of cocoon smuggling.
I cannot get over the crime title.
Cocoon smuggling.
Yes.
Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace, a hidden mansion, real nice. Yeah, do you want a house made of cookies or no house made of pianos? Come on. You know, offering these things in a court of law is also not good. Please! Don't stay! My best friend was found guilty of murder.
I can't watch his hair do that and then have that happen. Darian. I consider that my last session with you. We rocked.
I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession?
Uh-oh, he's laughing again.
There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk? You'll tell this court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime.
Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew from the beginning. I knew.
Machi.
Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in law is evidence.
That's a terrible legal system.
This is the golden rule. However,
it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard.
should another case of this sort surface, maybe within the next few months or so, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobai,
Yes.
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobai, not guilty. Yay!
Seeing Machi without the sunglasses threw me off so much.
Right? Court is adjourned.
His eyes are so pale.
And everyone is happy.
They never let us have 420.
Right?
July 10th, 4:42 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. Yeah, I think that's you.
Yeah, this is all is well that ends well.
Yeah.
Oh, you and your knockoff Adidas hoodie. Daddy!
I owe you both my thanks. Lammervor. My, is something wrong? I'm sorry. Machi was your partner on stage. Your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage.
Courage?
I am considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again?
It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, Lemmeror lost her sight due to some kind of accident.
An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense here today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
That's really poetic, Mr. Wright, but like, what?
But also weird.
Weird, yeah, really weird. All right.
That's...
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take a painting. Painting? Like, not with sound, right?
That's right. She's the landscape painter and sound, after all.
I will paint the two of you. I promise.
That wouldn't be a landscape.
Yeah, that would just be a portrait.
Yeah.
The portrait painter and sound doesn't sound as good.
No, it's worse. Woo! I can't wait, Lammeror. I owe you my thanks too, Apollo.
Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what?
You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is.
The way that you say that makes you sound
Secret.
like 12. What the fuck are you talking about?
I think you can only say secret mission like that.
Right, your secret mission that you have to leave Trucy home alone for days at a time. Okay. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon, and that the developers do not forget about my existence.
Capcom, do not forget me.
Capcom, please release me from your basement.
You bet, me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar's serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now.
Wow.
But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad,
have them catch the killer at the end.
the end!
Yay! See you in trial boy.
See you in a trial. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that one?
Okay, I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Number one.
Okay.
People don't kill people at concerts.
Don't do it. That's a bad idea.
It's rude.
It's really tacky.
It's just rude to the other concert goers.
Yeah, really.
I'm less concerned with the murder. We're more concerned with the rudeness. Second of all, I forgot about Gavin's little pout when he's mad.
I love Gavin's little fucking mad pout. It's so good.
This one was like less crazy overall, but I'm glad we got to see more like what Gavin does when he's not being a prosecutor, which is just being an incredibly big diva.
I love him.
I love him, but also I think like I love him, but also I look at him like, oh God, you're relatable, and I hate that for me.
Yeah, no, he's very relatable. I love him so much. Yeah. All right. Well, next time we will be tackling Turnabout Succession. I hope you're excited for that one.
Yeah. See you later.
Stay tuned.